Did you lose a child?
Yes.
And is it your son that died?
Yes, it is.
So know that your son steps forward. Where's the young children in the family?
My grandchildren. That's his brother's 2 children.
But he made me feel like they were like his kids.
Yes, they were.
So know that when they talk about him out of nowhere, he was just sitting right over there.
She says that all
Oh
the
my
time.
God, my granddaughter does that. She's 4 years old, and she'll sit there and she'll say, "Stop looking at me." And I'm like, who are you talking to? And she goes, "Oh, it's Uncle James." I go, "Oh, where is he? What's he saying?"
Well, know that that's real. Know that when she does that, know that that is his soul validating his presence.
Yeah.
And he said, I might not have had a quantity of life, but I had the best life.
He did?
He says, I wouldn't have traded my life for anything.
What he did in 28 years, people don't do in a lifetime. And I look at the things that he's done, and I said, oh my gosh, James.
But he said, Mom, did you ever think that's why I live life to the fullest, to the edge? Because my soul knew that I wasn't gonna have a long life here?
I know.
He says,
So it's funny you say that because he had there's a picture and he's wearing a tank top. There's a little emblem and it says, here for a good time, not a long time. It was like,
I just got the chills.
just like, and I was like, holy crap, like, and he used to say that to people, right?
Yeah,
It's
that
like
was-
his soul knew, not here, the soul. Look, from what Spirit tells me, the soul knows the destiny of its life.
Yeah.
And there's a block of time. So this is why we have the tragedies of when people die unexpectedly. It's sudden because, and the death doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Because they came to the end of that block of time. It also holds true for people. It's the same thing when people are in a car accident, right? Car's completely mangled and they walk away with
Yeah.
even a bruise.
Wasn't that time?
Wasn't that time. And I know of souls that even tried to take their own life. And because it wasn't their soul's time, they lived life in a wheelchair for decades. Did one of his friends also pass away?
Yes.
Because I just said to him, I go, who's that? He goes, this is my brother. But good friend.
Yes,
They
good
made me feel
friends.
that bond, like
Yeah.
they were. So know that their souls are together as well.
Yeah.
Now, who got like matching tattoos? Or we talked about it, or we got a tattoo like he had, and then we got one like that.
So his brothers, sister-in-law, cousins all went got
Friends,
tattoos.
there were like 12 of them that went
Yeah.
to
Oh.
get.
They all got tattoos together. And
My nephew, my grandson went and got
I'm
one.
actually,
Yeah.
my granddaughter who goes to FIT actually designed one that I was going to get and put over my arm. I just haven't done it yet because we're tweaking it.
So when souls bring up things, first of all, that we're thinking about doing, this is never a message of this is what you have to do, right? It's just validating because the thought of wanting to do something in memory of them means the absolute world to them. So even if you never do it, it is as if you actually did. Validating that all of these relatives, loved ones, friends, they all got this tattoo. And I love how he did it after he brought forward the gentleman that he made me feel was like his brother, and then acknowledged all of the tattoos, knowing that he knows what they did, and more importantly, his soul was with them at that exact moment. So this is what he showed me. He showed me a black headstone, okay? So first of all, when a soul steps forward in a three-piece suit and they spin around and they come out in casual wear, it's my symbol for that you laid them to rest differently. Differently to me would be maybe in a mausoleum, or you had them cremated.
So he was cremated, which is what he wanted. But we still have the ashes. Who wants to spread them across all over? I said we got to wait a while because I think we're leaning towards putting them in a cemetery or something, you know?
This is to validate for you that he is supporting all of your decisions. Whether you choose to spread some, keep some, bury them, whatever it is, his soul is at peace with God. So what you choose to do with his physical body is up to you.
Okay.
Do you see like numbers? Do you ever see like 7-Eleven?
That was his number on his boat. He was a boat racer.
What?
So that's what's on the boat.
Wait, a boat? Wait, he was a boat racer?
Yes.
He was a professional boat racer, boat handler.
Okay.
Best in his class. So he's class 7, so that's where 7 comes from.
Yeah.
And then he picked 11 for his boat because that's his birthday. April 11th's his birthday.
Okay.
So,
What a legacy.
Yeah, it
yeah,
is.
What a legacy.
It really does. And that's what we say about his boat. It's his legacy.
It's his legacy. Your son keeps saying to me, tell my dad how much I am like him and that I am proud of the man that my dad is. And your son said to me, this is the best dad. I need my dad to know that he is the best dad that anyone could have ever asked for.
It was the best thing he could have said.
He says, there's nothing to be sorry about.
James and I, we had a very tough relationship because we're both stubborn and driven. And I know that he was always seeking my approval and everything, but if I tried to butt in, Dad, I know everything about, Before he passed, James and I had a big argument. The fact that James said that I was the best dad really hit my heart, and it was very important to hear that.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with the head, though. Did he hit his head?
Mm-hmm. Our son James, he had gone out to lunch with his partner, with both their boats, and the weather turned. So they got in their boats to bring the boat back home. His brother Matthew called us. He's like, Dad, James got ejected from the boat and they're looking for his body. They can't find him. He went in the water on May 7th and he was recovered on May 11th. So our son James passed away in May of this year in a boating accident. He's such a good boat handler and he's grew up around the water. So for him to die in 2 to 3 footers, getting ejected from the boat makes no sense. To this day, it doesn't make sense to me.
He says, I need my mom to know that heaven is for real.
It is. I needed to know that.
She needs to
I
know
need
that.
to know that. Yeah. When James passed, I didn't know where James was, and I questioned heaven. And the fact that he said there's a heaven, and the fact that he's in heaven and he's happy, because that's what I need. I just needed to know that, and I know it. And I think now I can move on.
Your son looked at me and said, I want my dad to know how proud I am of him because you have such compassion for Mom. And your relationship has gotten stronger. And your son is showing me, Joe, that you have been that rock for Mom. He says, so I never want you to forget that. He goes, my dad would never come to something like this. He goes, but because it's you, Theresa, he decided, all right. And I went, I go, okay.
Yep. That is so James. That is so James.